Hello everyone and welcome to this pick-a-card reading video. There are 3 stacks like normal. I have the Angel Answers Oracle deck. I pulled 3 cards from that, and so one of those is for each stack, and then there are 2 tarot cards underneath each of the Oracle cards. So there are 3 total cards in each stack. Here's stack 1A, stack 2B, stack 3C. And in this video, what I'd like for you to do is you can pause right now and you can think, if you have not thought already, about a question. And this can be a question that you first think of. Oftentimes it is, or it can be a question that is most pertinent to your life and most important. And for the answers, for the Angel Answers deck, I won't say specifically what the answers are, obviously that will give it away, but they aren't always just yes and no answers. It's also about time frame, and it's also about just different answers. It provides answers, but it's not always just a simple yes or no. There are not many of those cards in the Angel Answers deck. And if it doesn't really make sense, the Angel Answers card, like let's say you're asking a question about a time frame and you don't get anything involving time frame, that can indicate that Spirit wants for you to, will give you answers, but it won't be super specific to that. But that doesn't mean it can't be helpful for you, and especially that's also why I pulled tarot cards as well, because I wanted to give more clarification about the answers that are given to you by Spirit. And some of you may not feel drawn to any of these stacks, and that's completely okay. This just may not be the video for you if that is the case, and then you can always check out any of my other timeless readings on my YouTube channel. So again, if you need some more time, you can pause the video right now. Also, just a reminder that everything that I say and do in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get right into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So, the cards you chose are, for the Oracle card, Success, and for the Tarot cards you pulled Youth of Pentacles or Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. So, it's really interesting. I was originally going to pull 1 card for each stack, but then, for the Tarot I should say, but then I decided to do another one because of starting off with you all. I was a little bit taken aback because with both of these cards, the tarot cards in reverse, being paired with Success, you might think that doesn't really make sense. So it's like, Spirit, what are you trying to say? And for me, I will say that either way, whatever your question is, you will be successful in whatever you do. Of course, trust your intuition, balance logic and intuition and all of that. But flat out, I have to just say that you will be successful. But I feel that many of you will have road bumps along the way, or you already have experienced multiple road bumps or road blocks. I think for many of you, especially because it does say Success, but also because Pentacles is involved, I think that for many of you, this likely involves career. And if this part doesn't involve, if your question doesn't involve career, you can disregard this part. But I believe that if you were asking about something relating to career, I feel like there's a few things that I want to say right now. If you are thinking of being, what should I say? If you're thinking of like changing a workplace or changing work positions, you will be successful in doing so. If you're thinking of like going back to college, I think it will be difficult for you to obtain that, but it will be possible for you to still do that, and you'll be happier and more successful in the long run. For some of you, you will have success, but it will take a while to get there. And even with the Emperor being reversed too, that can indicate like a lack of direction or a lack of like proper timing of things. So it may take a while and it may take a lot longer for something to happen than you would like, but that does not mean it will not happen. Or if you're in an adjusting period, let's say you have a job, you've been there for even a couple years. This is indicating that if you want to stay there and you feel it is best for you to stay there, maybe so that one day you can get promoted or what have you, then this can also indicate under certain circumstances that things will turn out better in the future. But again, I feel that it will take some time for this to happen. Just make sure with the Emperor in reverse that you're not making too rash of decisions, and the Youth of Pentacles is in reverse too. So some of you may feel impulsive during this time and you may feel like doing the most at once, but this is really a time of trusting yourself and trusting the process and letting things run their course and not getting too caught up in the moment and not letting things go too fast. I wonder if some of you are just getting impatient or are wanting really quick results, but Spirit is really testing you right now. This is a big test for you that you're going through, that you will be rewarded if you are patient enough and willing enough to work with Spirit and work with yourself and your own energies and the energies around you. Some of you, I don't remember if I said this yet or not, but I wonder if some of you are thinking of becoming self-employed. And if that's the case, this is indicating that you will be successful if you decide to do so. But again, it will take quite some time, and also it will take a lot, obviously with Youth of Pentacles or Page of Pentacles in reverse, that indicates it being a lot of money. I think some of you, if you are wanting to be self-employed, you have to recognize how much it will take out of your bank account and how much time it will take to get everything set up. And with the Emperor being in reverse, I think that indicates if you are wanting to do different work or wanting to work alone or be self-employed, that indicates that maybe in some areas you're not good at leading or at being in control. Like some people who run businesses, especially if you are doing something, I know a lot of creative people, it doesn't have to be creative stuff, but especially a lot of people who are self-employed nowadays do something creative or artsy. And so this can indicate, for example, maybe if that's you don't like doing the financial part of it or running a website, the actual shipment, like boxing things up of goods and whatnot. So you might need to get additional help, and I think some of you might not want that extra or additional help, especially because it does cost more money, but it may be necessary for some of you in those circumstances. I think some of you, this indicates that you will be successful no matter what you do, but it might not be something that makes you a lot of money. And for some of you, I wonder if some of you are wanting to be in a higher up position, but then this can indicate that the money won't be worth it in the end and that you're successful without doing that. But again, I feel like a lot of you really want that, like independence. And so with a lot of that comes leadership. So for some of you, it won't. For some of you, I would recommend not. Think about your motives and what actually is success to you and why do you think those things. It's a really good time for figuring that out for yourself. And I believe that's mainly the answers that Spirit has. Let me think here. I feel like that's mainly what Spirit has to say. So I will leave it at that. And the core answer, though, is that you will be successful. It says success, or that something will happen. Whatever your question is, it will bring success. But I hope you enjoyed 1A and take care. Hello 2B and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. So if you're just looking for a basic answer, then your oracle card very clearly just says yes. And if you were looking for extra answers as well on top of that, the tarot cards that I pulled are Youth of Cups or the Page of Cups and the Guide of Swords or the Queen of Swords. So I feel that a lot of you who chose this, if this resonates with you, when I think of Youth of Cups, I think of a lot of creative endeavors. And I also think of romanticism. So first I want to start with the creative stuff. I wonder if some of you are wanting to be more creative. And this is a good indication to do that. For some of you, maybe it's for a career. And for some of you, I think it's just in your free time. And I wonder if some of you maybe are looking for other hobbies to partake in. Then this is a good idea to, right now, it's a good idea right now to find a mentor of some kind. When I was pulling the Youth of Cups and the Guide of Swords, I got the strong energy of a mentor. And I feel that, again, it doesn't have to even be necessarily career-wise. If you're looking for friendship through similar hobbies and interests, then you could try and find somebody who's like an expert in some sort of field, or who's like a leader of something. Like I always bring up a book club. Let's say you want to join a book club, bring up one of the or go to one of the organizers and talk to them and ask them questions if you need to, and maybe get more connected with them. And if you're doing something creative in general, it's a good idea to network, especially if you just, are doing something as a side gig. It's a good idea to network and get to know more people, especially somebody who's been in the field or who's been doing this for a long time, or somebody who, again, is putting on the event or whatnot. It's good to really put yourself out there and gain inspiration through them. And also, right now is a really good time just to gain creative and intuitive insights elsewhere. Youth of Cups is also very intuitive. And, I want to say this before I forget. Some of you right now, it's a really good time to reach out to your spirit guides or a deity that you work with, because this is a Youth of Cups, again, is very intuitive. And when I think of Queen of Swords, it can also, I think with these two paired together, it can indicate communication with otherworldly beings or with our higher self, or again, like a deity. So it's a really good time right now to communicate with them and ask them for guidance and help to help steer you in the correct direction. And if you're open and receptive, they will help you in determining which way to go next. And will also help you, if you like this yes answer, they will help you in reaching that goal or that mindset or just achieving something. It's a really good time to speak with them right now. And I think especially in creative ways. So you could speak with them and also do spell work. I think chanting and anything vocal or with singing would be a good idea right now to help allow any manifestations to come true, any visualizations to come true. Painting as well. Anything artsy and creative can help you connect with spirit, and also you can gain insights. Like, let's say you're just drawing or you're writing something and things just come to you and flow to you. Maybe you don't have a set thing in mind. For some of you, that's actually a really good thing. Some of you, I think right now it's a good idea to go with the flow. That doesn't mean completely disregard logic, because we do have the Queen of Swords here, but I think right now you are a really good channel. So it's a really good time for peak creativity and artistry, and that includes writing, that includes, anything really. But for those of you who are wanting to maybe start your side gig, small business, or want to learn a specific craft, again, it's really good to reach out to a mentor, or else look up YouTube tutorials, find somebody online. There's so many different YouTube videos and people can help guide you. Like, let's say you want to pick up knitting. Maybe you have a goal in mind to knit something for your sibling or your grandparent, your parent, your pet. Then this is indicating there are many resources for you to tap into that creative side, and people can help you along the way. There are books, there are videos, there's so many different things, but also you can do things in a collective or in a community, and that can maybe help boost your creativity as well, while also, because I brought up networking as well, I think earlier, so networking and connecting with other people as well. But it doesn't have to be just networking in terms of career. You can also just be that right now, again, is a good time to connect with people with like-minded interests. And maybe you don't even know about the kind of interests you have until you do something. And then other people will be right there alongside you, whether they've been doing it for forever or they're just starting alongside with you on this new thing. But no matter what your question is right now, just know that you are at peak intuition and peak creativity during this time. So I would really tap into those abilities that you have as much as possible. because it will really help propel you forward. And I feel like it's just a very powerful time. And I feel like a lot of things will shift and you'll be able to get a lot done and declutter from all the negative stuff out right now. It's just a really good time for focusing on you and feeling really happy while you're doing things. And things should fall into place and be easy, but that doesn't, of course, mean just do nothing. But let's say you are picking up knitting. Even if it's not easy to pick up knitting, you trying to knit shouldn't be something that stresses you out. It should bring you joy and happiness. So whatever your question is right now, you should be doing things that bring you joy and happiness and should not bring you highly stressful situations. Also, right now it's a great time to ask for help or advice from somebody, especially somebody who is older or who you view as a mentor. So those are the messages I have for you, 2B. Thank you so much and take care. Hello, 3C, and welcome to your part of the Pick a Card reading video. Your Oracle card pull is Opportunity, and the Tarot cards are 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords in reverse. So this is a very interesting card pull, I feel. But if you're looking for just a basic answer, then the basic answer is Opportunity. And so that can indicate just an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to grow. You'll gain an opportunity. The opportunity will come soon. But the key phrase here that popped up into my head when I was looking at these 3 is hard work pays off. And that is, of course, especially indicated by the 7 of Pentacles upright, because that is all about hard work and long-term results and thinking for the future. For some of you, the first thing I thought of when I pulled the tarot cards was that some of you, especially for the last card, but for some of you, if you got into any arguments or disagreements with friends specifically, it could also be friends, lovers, people who you were or are in a relationship with, romantically or sexually, but especially friends. This can indicate that you will begin to get along again. For some of you, if this is the case, they could be in your soul group, or they could just be somebody that you feel very drawn to and that you really want in your life. So whether it's, your fault, the other person's fault, or both of your faults, if you got into any disagreements or arguments, this is indicating that this is an opportunity for you to come back even stronger in the relationship, whatever form it is in, and to get along even better and come from a place of understanding each other a lot better. I think that this is an indication, it's kind of 50-50 actually, but so this can indicate you either reaching out to this person and making amends, saying sorry, apologizing, or the other person. And again, this also depends upon like the faults that were made and who did what in these situations. But I don't see you forever not being around this person. For some of you, though, it would be better to have boundaries and maybe not be around this person as much anymore, but I see you still moving forward and not, like, hating each other. You'll still be able to be civil if that is the case. I don't see it being where, like, let's say you have a roommate and you really do not get along. This can indicate that you'll be able to resolve some things if you talk it out and work through it. And maybe even, like, live together, right? Like, for longer than you were thinking. And maybe you just don't talk very much anymore. But that's still a resolution. And it's still a way to communicate. And both parties can be at least satisfied enough to the point of, like, not hating each other and not holding any resentment. So it could be something like that. Or for some of you, I want to say for most of you, this isn't somebody that you've spent years and years and years not talking to, if this applies to you. I think this is somebody maybe you haven't talked to just for a little bit, or you're wondering about how to proceed, how to move forward. So if you just lay out everything on the table about your boundaries are really important right now too, then that will help moving forward. Even if the relationship is not how it once used to be or how you would like for it to be, it's better than if you say nothing at all, because then, let's say you don't have very good boundaries and this person steps all over you, or it's opposite, and so, the reverse is done, so it's done on you. Boundaries are placed upon you from somebody else, If there are not boundaries, then that will allow for more arguments, more disagreements, and also with the Seven of Pentacles, it's going to indicate it being long term. But Spirit, since the Opportunity card is here, Spirit is saying this is a good learning and teaching moment for all parties involved, and that boundaries are good, and also it's a way to connect with this other person still, or them to connect with you, or maybe a group of people are involved. But it's still a good time for moving past things and being in a better state of peace in the long term, unless if you want this to be drawn out for forever and ever and ever. And you have a say in this, the resolution, but maybe there's only so much you can do. Maybe you have to wait for the other person to come back around to it. And I see for most of you that will happen, but even if not, then this is still an opportunity for you to grow in your own healing journey. And even if you don't forgive them face to face, you always have the opportunity to forgive somebody, and somebody else also always has the opportunity to forgive you, even if you don't talk anymore, even if things ended really badly, because you do not need to hold on to any resentment anymore. Okay, and for some of you who pulled this card, I wonder if some of you don't get along very well with coworkers, and this can indicate that you'll find a job where you will be able to see yourself working there for the long term, and you'll be able to get along with people a lot better, or you will stay within your workplace and then new people will get hired on. Maybe some people will quit or some people will get fired, and then you will be able to get along with these other or new people a lot better if you hold on a little bit, if you feel that those kinds of things will happen, like people will quit and whatnot. For those of you in which, some of you I think I have to say are probably looking for love. Some of you maybe have issues with a past relationship. This is indicating that you might start dating again, and that maybe you saw yourself with this person long term. And so if this is a relationship, somebody's coming back in, I see this as an opportunity to also start over again. But of course, if they are a very toxic person, please do not get back together with them. Trust yourself. If you feel like this person's changed, you've changed, the dynamics are different, maybe you're closer to each other now, like physically, locationally, whatever the circumstances. Sometimes, maybe people hurt you in the past, you hurt other people in the past. This is a good opportunity to actually, and I don't normally say this, but I think it could be a good opportunity to get back together with that person if you feel it is worth it. So, and again, this is kind of 50-50 where you could reach out to them or they could reach out to you. And maybe you might actually just run into each other. It's an opportunity to run into each other. Or you have mutual friends. And so you could see them again through a mutual friend event or through work even. And I think that if that's the case, that thing could bring you together and you could start getting along a lot better, and it's actually a good opportunity to grow together, because maybe you need some time to grow individually as people, and now you can grow together again and see how that is, and the dynamics would be maybe different, or maybe you won't start dating again, but you'll just forgive each other in person or not, especially if you see somebody moving on, or you start moving on finally from a previous relationship. This is also an opportunity it indicates an opportunity for you to move on into finding new love for yourself if you're still hurting from a previous relationship. Or maybe you're worried about, some of you maybe are in a relationship right now, and it's a good idea I don't think this applies to most of you, but if it resonates, then take it. Some of you maybe have needed to get out of this relationship for a while, but you see it working long term. This is an indication that you'll be able to find love outside of this person, and to give yourself time to heal before finding new love, but there will be an opportunity for you in the future to find that new love. Let's see. Are there any other messages Spirit wants for me to say? Either way, I feel that this opportunity, again, will last long term, and it will be something, I just feel like there's a key word for you is also healing. So if you do the hard work, and the deep inner healing, that will help propel you forward, and that will help open up more possibilities for you. Maybe you have a lot of blocks going on around you're not even aware of. So once you open yourself up, or once you dig deeper into yourself and understand the healing that needs to be done, that automatically attracts more abundance into your life. So you'll be able to tap into those opportunities and abundance once you open up more to yourself and think about how you can show up for yourself long term and what needs to be healed from the past or the present so that you can move forward. All right, 3C, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much and take care. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. If you liked the content, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment down below, as it really helps my channel out a lot. You can follow me on my socials listed here on the screen, and you can also check out my website, brittneysholistichealing.com, which is also listed below. Through my website, I offer Reiki, Astrology, Tarot, and other services. Thank you, and blessed be.